Welcome, everybody, to the NFL Prediction Show on the Grueling Truth Sports Network. I'm your host, Mike Goodpaster. Today, we're going to look at the big battle in Germany between the Miami Dolphins and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are currently favored by 2.5 points. And if you want the best sportsbook to bet on the Dolphins versus the Chiefs, check out BetMGM. Click on the link in the description down below if you're watching on YouTube. Also, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and follow us on Twitter at Grueling Truth. All right, guys, the schedule makers nailed this one. A game in Germany, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 if you're on the Pacific Coast. We have a huge matchup between two of the best teams in the AFC, the Miami Dolphins and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, when we look at the Miami Dolphins, they are on the road for 3 of their next 4 games, so this is a huge stretch for them. This game is neutral site, but this squad is 2-2 on the road this season. They did lose 31-17 on the road to Philadelphia earlier in the season, just a couple weeks ago, marking just the second loss of their season. They rebounded last week by beating the New England Patriots 31-17 as a 7.5-point favorite. Tua Tagovailoa wasn't as productive as usual in the loss to the Eagles, but was dominant against the Patriots. He recorded 324 passing yards. The 25-year-old quarterback has reached 300 passing yards on 4 occasions and has collected over 2,400 passing yards with an 18-7 touchdown to interception ratio. The Miami offense will be playing with a banged-up Raheem Mostert. I would look for Mostert to probably carry the ball 10 to 15 times. He does have a good backup, and Devon Achane, I'm probably saying that wrong, but Tyreek Hill is the guy here. He used to be the guy in Kansas City. The Chiefs' receiving core is not what it used to be, basically because Tyreek Hill's here. Tyreek Hill has over 1,000 receiving yards this season. Only 3 occasions has he been held to under 100 receiving yards, and he is going to be something that the Kansas City Chiefs defense has to deal with. Now, the Dolphins defense is mediocre at best. They've been exploited a few times this season. They gave up 34 to the Chargers, 48 to the Bills, and 31 to the Eagles. Last week, this group was outstanding, allowing just 218 yards, but that was against a struggling Patriots team. The pass defense is 16th, while the rush defense is ranked 17th, so they're middle of the road in everything. Cornerback Xavier Howard is questionable. Miami, of course, on offense scores 33.9 points a game, which leads the NFL, but they're allowing 25.5, which puts them 25th in points allowed. Now, when we go look at the Kansas City Chiefs are eager to get back into play. This squad was humiliated in Denver last week by a bad Broncos team, 24-9. And the Chiefs' only previous loss was a season opener against a good Detroit Lions team in Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes wasn't at his best last week. A lot of rumors, a lot of people say he was sick. He threw 2 picks. And the 28-year-old is having another outstanding season, but this season is not off the charts like most of his years. Right now, he's just got a TD to interception ratio of 15-8. He's thrown for 2,200 yards. And this team's really good at moving the ball, but scoring points has been an issue. They only averaged 19.7 points per game so far this year. And the receiving, of course, is led by Travis Kelce, who has 583 receiving yards. Unfortunately, Taylor Swift will not be at this game, so that may I don't care. It's actually a good thing, so we don't have to see it. The Chiefs' defense has been a bright spot. They held a potent Charger attack last week to only 17 points, and the unit has allowed 20 or fewer points in all but one game. In the loss in Denver last week, they gave up 24. They weren't bad in the loss. They allowed just 240 yards, but the pass defense, is difficult to solve. They rank second, while the rush defense isn't quite as good, ranking 19th, which probably helps you here. The Dolphins are definitely more of a passing team than they are a rushing team. Kansas City is averaging middle of the pack, 23 points per game, and they are conceding an average of 16.1 points per game, which is second. So this defense has been very good. Now, when we picked this game, the Miami Dolphins, they continue to excel. They have won 3 of their last 4 games, and their 2 defeats were against contenders, losing to the Bills and the Eagles on the road. The Chiefs just got embarrassed. Furthermore, Miami leads the NFL in most offensive categories, including the number 1 running game. This is key as the Chiefs will give up yards on the ground. The only question is here, will the Dolphins run the ball enough? Because they love to fall in love with throwing the ball with Tua Tyreek Hill and all the weapons they have. Now, I expect this. I expect the Chiefs to be able to slow Tua down some, but I think the Dolphins will be able to run the ball on the ground, which gives us a little bit of an issue. The issue is this: the Miami Dolphins look like an elite team, but elite teams beat elite teams. And the Miami Dolphins have not done that so far this year. I don't think they did it too much last year either. So can the Miami Dolphins overcome a very good Kansas City Chiefs team in a neutral site? I mean, you have to go all the way, halfway across the world to go to Germany to play this game. There's a lot of variables here. Is Patrick Mahomes still sick? All indications are he's fine. But when I look at this game, guys, I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to take them with the 2.5 points. I think the Dolphins can get the win here. And if they do, all of a sudden they throw themselves in consideration in the AFC as favorites to go to the Super Bowl, or one of the teams that's favorites, probably with Kansas City, with Cincinnati. So there you go, guys. Take the Miami Dolphins minus 2.5 or plus 2.5. See what happens. I think right now they're like plus 130 if you want to bet them straight up to win, which I would not be against here either. I think this is a breakout win for the Miami Dolphins. And if you want to make a little bit of money betting on the Dolphins to get that breakout win, make sure you go to BetMGM for the best sports book for betting on NFL and college football, really all sports. You can click on the link in the description down below in this video if you're watching on YouTube. Make sure you follow us at Grueling Truth. But for now, guys, I'm Mike Goodpaster. You've been watching and listening to The Grueling Truth, where the legends speak.